Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Players Zone YouTube channel, and call them Bayer Leverkusen right now because they have once again come from the most improbable position, the latest point of the game, to save another game and prevent that win streak from ending. I tell you what, they've done it once again versus FC Stuttgart last night, a 2-2 result, which was dramatic in the whole against another top side in the Bundesliga, but they've done it once again by Leverkusen. They've been phenomenal this season, and I've talked about them a lot on this channel. This channel's almost become a Bayer Leverkusen fan channel in many regards, but I have to make a video on them once again. Last night, what a fantastic game. I've seen two great attacking sides with two great qualities up top, and in many regards, some really solid defence at both ends of the pitch. Going through the game, the first half was quite even, chances at both ends, but I guess the biggest fell to Guirassy. He was still on goal, and I thought he'd put the ball in the back of the net, but he slid his chance wide of the post early on there. Leverkusen had a few chances, free kicks and dead ball situations. Robert Andrich had some shot, and Adley had a shot that go wide and over the bar as well. So there was chances plenty in the first half, but the second half was where all the drama would start. 2 minutes into the second half, Nikas Furic came through in the 47th minute, panting on a shot that came off Hradecky and off the upright to land his feet. He put the ball in the back of the net to give Stuttgart the lead 1-0 early into the second half, and it wasn't undeserved at all. They played some really good football, and I've talked about what Stuttgart's been all about this season. You know, really a high attacking output football, really control possession, and making sure teams get pushed back into their own half. And they did that there with Leverkusen, forced them back, put a lot of pressure on them, and then being the first to pounce on the ball there, Furic, who's had a really good season, as the commentators rightly said on the broadcast, you know, being an important figure in pushing Stuttgart forward and providing that attacking threat for them. And this game here, most importantly, a goal as well, which gave them a 1-0 lead and the confidence to kick on with it. It was then Undav who doubled the lead in the second minute to make it, in the 57th minute, to make it 2-0. Beautifully taken effort from outside the box, or a low-driven effort into the corner, bottom corner of the net, and a beautiful way to give Stuttgart the 2-0 lead. Once again, one of their strike pairings getting on the score sheet, and that's what they've been about this season. These two up front, up top there, Guirassy and Dennis Undav, have been so clinical when they've had their opportunities too. So, you know, his strike partner missed the chance in the first half, so Dennis Undav goes and calmly slots the ball away in the second half. So the 57th minute, the game is 2-0, and the first time that Leverkusen have ever trailed by 2 goals in the Bundesliga this season. Obviously, they've done it in the Europa League and against Karabag there, but haven't had that happen in the league season, which is phenomenal with how they've played and so well they've played this season. But they don't want to give up this unbeaten streak because they came fighting from there on in. Guirassy could have ended the game, however, in the 60th minute, another miss for him, and it would come back to haunt them because Adley would come up the other end basically a minute later and score his effort with a well-taken shot, which just gave a life to the Bay Arena there. If it didn't need any spark, it got its spark, and it got even louder in there. And from there on in, it was just chaos. There was chances galore at both ends. Nubel made a superb, phenomenal, probably for me, one of the best double saves I've seen all season. First from Adley's shot, Hoffman then comes through, attacks the parried effort, and on his knees, Nubel puts his left hand up and somehow parries it over the bar, which was absolutely phenomenal. It just felt like, or maybe this might not be the game for Leverkusen. Maybe this is the chance they finally miss out on keeping alive that unbeaten streak. Kostanu, who was performing quite well in this game in that back three there, thought he'd scored the equaliser in the 76th minute, but however, in the build-up of the ball into the area from Grimaldo, it was Tapsoba who was deemed offside. So that goal was chalked out. And again, you go close to the end of the game here thinking, can they do it? There was a few counter-attacks for Stuttgart, the other end of the pitch, who did it really, really well to deal with a lot of the pressure, keep possession in important times, and still be a threat at the other end. They had managed 11 shots in this game, so it wasn't like they were outplayed at all. They actually were quite well and truly in this game here. And in that midfield battle, they absolutely took it up to the likes of Robert Andrich and this Bayer Leverkusen side. But I said the name Robert Andrich, it would take him right with the last kick of the game in the 6th minute of 6 minutes of added time. The ball would once again pop out to him in the area, a scramble. His right-footed volley would somehow make his way through so many bodies and into the back of the net and set off absolutely crazy limbs there in the 96th minute at the Bay Arena. There was people everywhere. There was excitement. There was limbs. and they once again will keep that unbeaten streak alive. And what a way to do it. I feel like Robert Andrich has been that player in multiple positions this season, to be the guy to put a ball home in an important moment. Continues to show that he's probably right now one of the best central midfielders in the world, especially one of the most clutch central midfielders in the world here. But what a finish, and what a goal, and what a game, to end it all off. A 2-2 result between these two such beautiful attacking style of teams. Stuttgart obviously were equal second with Bayern Munich coming into the weekend. Obviously Munich win and they only pick up the 1 point. But guys, they are the second best team this season in the Bundesliga. Their style of football is phenomenal. The attacking style, the Guirassy Undav combination up top. Look at Furic as well. He scored in this game as well, a superb player. And they've really built really well in the back. And defensive solidity in this team has been a really important thing for them. I've touched on Mittelstadt a lot this season. A really exciting player to be looked out for Germany in the Euros. I believe he'll play an important role there from fullback. But just so many good names. I've touched them a lot in the podcast. They're a really respectable side. So if you're just coming here as a neutral or casual person who hasn't really watched much of the Bundesliga, this is a massive game. You're talking about a team trying to keep second place off Bayern Munich versus a team trying to keep their unbeaten streak alive. And it was just a clash of titans in many regards, and it produced one of the games of the season in the Bundesliga. So that goes, more props to Bayer Leverkusen to keep fighting against his top side, against his clinical strikers, and against his team that often puts goals past teams for fun. In the end of the game, 14 shots, 6 on target, and the 50% possession for Bayer Leverkusen versus 11 shots for Stuttgart there. This is the 10th now occasion that Leverkusen have scored an equaliser or a game winner this season. Just phenomenal how they keep fighting back. I think Xavi Alonso said at full time, I don't know how we keep doing it, but we just keep doing it. And that's just a good enough to be getting into. Hopefully it doesn't mean they have a bit of a fatigue coming into next season, because I want to see them continue this, keep this great run alive, keep these great moments, these great feelings alive, and potentially in his last season at Leverkusen pounce and produce another great historical season. Obviously, you've got to focus on now. They've got a DFB Pokal final against FCK, a two-legged affair versus Roma in the Europa League semi-final to come as well. But it's looking poised to be one of the great seasons in football history, and we're experiencing it here live, and that just makes it more and more exciting. It's now 46 games unbeaten. The first time they come from 2 goals down in the league. Obviously, I said they've done it versus Karabag in the cup there, but haven't done it in the league so far this season, and that's another feather in their book there. The fact they've never gone down by 2 goals to Bayern or to Stuttgart or to Borussia Dortmund or to Heidenheim, who seem to be the giant killers this season. All these teams that can put goals past you in clumps and can produce such good football against you and beat you in big moments. They haven't allowed teams to go and double up on them. They haven't allowed teams to score 2 in a row to get a massive 2-0 lead on them. That's a sign of a good team. To maybe if they do concede first, manage the game, allow momentum just to shift in their direction and go and win a game. It's just every time we see this team play, we see the more character they've got, the more quality they've got, the more skill they've got. And we're learning about these players that many casual fans or many non-Bundesliga-based fans wouldn't know about, but are performing on such an elite level. You've got to know the likes of Robert Andrich. You've got to get to know the likes of Boniface. You've got to get to know the likes of Schick and Grimaldo and Jeremy Frimpong, the likes of Tapsoba, Jonathan Tah, Lucas Hradecky, all these players, Nicholas Hoffman as well, all these players that have produced such great football along this season. You've got to let to know these guys' names, because they're going to be a big figure next season, I believe. With Xavi Alonso there managing this side, there is no reason why they can't cause a stir in next season's Champions League. I totally believe that this team will be causing a lot of problems for the big boys. Putting away some of those smaller teams in the Champions League next season, because the way they're playing right now, the ability to come back from behind, the character to do that, the quality in some of their goals they put together, and then some of the attacking football they play, which is so overwhelming for teams. It's just phenomenal what they do. Another stat for you, just to pile more stats onto you guys. 16th goal, the team has scored in the 90th minute or later into stoppage time. So once again, never rule this team out. They always find a way to find a winning goal or an equalising goal, or put you away further in extra time and added time. They've just got that ability, they've got that knack, they've got that fitness, that willpower to keep going, keep peppering away, and to get those goals and score on the score sheet there. And now with games to come, so two-legged affair versus Roma, Frankfurt, Bochum, Augsburg in the league, and then FCK. The dream is still alive for an unbeaten season where they go and win the treble. It is still possible, and probably in my mind will go up there with some of the best seasons ever from a footballing side. You know, it's already, I think, triumphed that Leicester season in terms of how good they've been. How does it live up against some of the other trebles, one of the big teams in the world? It's a great question, but with the teams and the names and the faces, the players you do know, the players you don't know, I think it's going to go up there with some of the best if they go and do this. There is a lot of pressure building. You can see a bit of fatigue in this side, a bit of a hangover, it sort of feels like, because of how hard they've worked all season. But with how they keep coming from behind, how they keep producing these results, think to last week versus Dortmund, this week now versus Stuttgart, 2 teams in that top 5 in the Bundesliga coming from behind and getting a result. I just think they're so locked in. They so want this unbeaten streak to continue. Tough game versus Frankfurt. Bochum should be a bit of a walk in the park. Augsburg by then might not have any chance to play European football, so that might be a bit of a walk in the park as well. FCK shouldn't be much of a problem. It's that Roma Europa League semi-final legs, and then also the final versus whoever they play if they get through. That's going to be the problem for them if they want to keep this unbeaten streak alive. But I just had to video on it because they are my favourite team to watch at the moment. They just continue to find a way to get the job done, breaking new records in terms of still getting results after being 2 goals down in the league. Continue this unbeaten streak to 46 games. The players, the faces, the Robert Andriches, who are the most unknown players at the start of the season, popping up once again to be clutch for this side. It's just a phenomenal story. It's an uplifting story, and it's one of the great football stories this season. So I had to make a video on them. They continue to keep their unbeaten streak alive. Let me know in the comment section, do you think they'll keep it alive all season? Do you reckon they'll go the unbeaten treble? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure if you enjoyed the video, guys, smash a like on it, subscribe to the Players Own YouTube channel, press that post notification bell so you know when we upload podcasts, prediction videos, reaction videos like these, and also please share the channel with mates who enjoy this type of content. That would be much appreciated. With it all being said, ladies and gents, hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend's football action. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in a video very, very soon. Till next time, guys. See you later.